Welcome to the Florida Person Podcast, your home of the weirdest news stories that we could find on the internet this week.
Yeah, we're just two people looking for weird news stories that we find and we share them with you. And we're both originally from Florida,
Yeah.
and that establishes our taste. That informs our taste, I guess.
Yes. I'm Jackie Shores.
I'm Meg Gallagher.
And let's just get right into it.
Florida person. Florida person. Florida person.
Meg, what do you have this week? I've got one for the season, and then I've got like kind of a not really a vault one, but like a Florida-esque one to end with.
Oh, good. I have two stories. One is pretty charming and the other one is really, really weird.
Oh, good.
So I'm going to start with a favorite genre of odd news stories. This is coming from UPI. It is a Ben.
Of course, UPI.
It is Ben Hoopty Doopty Dooper.
Yes, Ben Hooper. He's back. Our favorite pseudonym of everybody who works at UPI. Because there is no way that's just one person just finding all this strange news out there. But we love him. We love Ben Hooper. Ben Hooper, if you're out there and you're not 12 people, we love you.
And if you are
12 people, we love all 12 of you.
This is I love it when bears wander into houses.
Oh, I love bears. Do you remember the bear that was like wreaking havoc on like the area of Yosemite where people...
Oh yeah. The
where
5
people
different
have their
bears.
houses? Yeah, and he was called Hank the Tank, and he was this huge bear, and they blamed all the break-ins on him, and it turned out it was like a gang of bears. Like, Hank did a couple break-ins, but it wasn't just Hank, so justice for Hank.
Yeah, and it's funny because sometimes they'll say bear breaks into home, and then in this case it says bear wanders into California home, steals cake, which I think that you could be like bear breaks into home, steals cake.
Yeah, if the bear did steal when they were going into the home, then I think it is a break-in. That's a break-in. The bear is breaking. If the bear just wanders in and like takes a nap, I don't know. Bears have a habit of wandering in and eating porridge, or no, that's humans. So
that's humans.
That's humans. I'm getting my lore mixed up.
This is a California story.
Great.
So this is September 7th. Police in California shared body camera footage. Very interesting that the body cameras always work for bear.
They work for bears. They work for bears.
Shared body camera footage from an unusual call involving a bear that stole a freshly baked cake from a resident's kitchen. The Simi Valley Police Department posted a video to Facebook showing what happened when a resident called 911 to report she and her son were locked in upstairs bedrooms while a bear rummaged through the ground floor of their home. Police said the resident threw keys to the officers from an opened window so they could enter through the front door. As the officers entered the residence, they observed the bear in the kitchen. It appeared the bear ate a freshly baked cake and rummaged through the refrigerator like he's Yogi Bear or something.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That bear's coming and going, there's a cake.
like he's going after like pies on the windowsill.
Yeah, I think the bear probably like floated in like Pooh Bear, like on a waft of good smells, and was ooh, coming in for something sweet.
Police said the bear was startled by the officer's entrance and fled out the back door. The bear climbed a nearby tree but descended after about 10 minutes and left the area. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife was notified of the incident, police said. The video is pretty funny. The video is like 45 seconds, and it's the police.
Is the video in the article link?
It is. It's in there.
Okay.
And it's just
amazing. That will be in the show notes.
Yeah, you have to see it. It's like 45 seconds, and the police enter, and they're just like, bear, hey, bear. And the bear is like, you see his little face, like, look around, like, "Oh, no, I've been caught." And then he's, like, running away, and then he stops, and he looks back, and they're like, "Bear, bear." And he's like,
How
"But
big is this
wait,
bear? Is this big
um,
large? It's a
he's
large
a
bear?
big bear." He seemed big to me, looked like he was bigger than, like, a Saint Bernard, I guess. Like a black bear.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that bear could do. I mean, a small bear could do some damage, but I don't know. I always imagine I need to know the size of the bear. Also, why were the police called? Isn't this like sort of like you call 911 and they send out animal control or something? What are the police gonna do?
Yeah, the police just came in, they're like, "Bear, bear, hey, bear, get out." And the bear's like, "Me?
Bear, bear,
Me?
bear, bear.
Me? You're talking to me?" And then he, like, really scales the fence, like, so fast, this bear is once he starts moving.
I've only seen a bear once in the wild, and it was up in Lake Tahoe. There was a bear going through the dumpster at night. Like we parked in this like lot.
No.
We parked in a lot that was like across the street from the restaurant we were eating at. And then when we went back to our car and we looped around the lot to get out of it, there was like a dumpster and a bear with his head in the dumpster and his butt in the air, rummaging around. And you know, when we like drove past it, he was like, "Oh, I'm not doing anything," and ran into the woods like a big bear, just lumbered. I love a bear. I love a bear. I know bears can be dangerous, but I still love a bear. I love that bears are after sweets. I love that bears are
Yeah.
particularly cakes, pies. Hank the Tank from earlier was known for breaking in and getting him some ice cream, which
It's really interesting that they're the one animal that's always breaking into homes.
well, I mean, we have moved into their territory and they're fighting back with their sweet tooth the only way they know how. I mean,
Is it
bears from fiction are known Pooh Bear, the bears from Goldilocks, they're all known for like, you know, they want good food, they want shelter. And so if you're in a bear area, you got to be bear wise because the bears are breaking in. They're breaking through your window. They're stealing
Yeah,
they're snatching
they're
up your
stealing
cakes.
cakes.
I love it. Good.
Yeah.
Good for that
For that
bear.
bear.
Get that
Happy
bear.
ending.
Yeah, get that bear a nickname. You know, I liked Hank the Tank. Maybe this is like Jake who
Frank.
loves cake.
Oh, yeah. Cakey Jakey.
Cakey Jakey. Make it happen. All right. My story is not from, I guess it's not from anywhere in particular, location wise, but it is from the AP Oddities. This is by Mark Pratt. This is from just the other day. It was posted September 8th, 2022. And it says that pumpkin spice among new Merriam Webster entries.
Oh, it was never in there?
No. Well, now it's getting its own definition. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So you can look up pumpkin spice in the dictionary, which,
Finally.
yeah, so every year Merriam-Webster, they come out with like this is what we're adding to the dictionary this year. And pumpkin spice is
Mhm.
being added to the Merriam-Webster dictionary. I don't know about anybody else. I don't like pumpkin spice. I don't like sweet pumpkin flavors. I'm not like a bear in that way that
No.
I don't care for sweet pumpkin. I like savory pumpkin, like pumpkin soup, pumpkin bread, pumpkin.
Oh, I like pumpkin
I
bread.
like pumpkin. I like when you just grind up pumpkin and make it kind of like, uh, you know, like I've had like pumpkin ravioli, pumpkin lasagna.
Oh, pumpkin ravioli. I like pumpkin
I don't like
pie,
pumpkin
but
pie.
I don't wanna put sweet pumpkin all over
I
everything.
don't like flavored coffees. I only want vanilla or chocolate in my coffee. I don't want any of the others. I've seen like some weird.
Oh, not like those monsters on s oh my goodness, I saw some Starbucks orders.
No. I don't want to go to Starbucks and get a pumpkin spice. I don't want to get a pumpkin spice, or I don't want to get like a peppermint coffee, anything like that. If it's not vanilla or like a mocha, those are the only things I want in my coffee other than some almond milk, I guess.
What do you think makes people like, want to add like 12 different things to their Starbucks drink? Is that like a
It's because they don't really like coffee. They don't really like coffee. I think they like sugar. And then when you make your coffee taste like a milkshake, then you can palate that. But they don't actually like coffee. That's what it
is
is.
it also like feeling special and like controlling another human being to like make like they think they're I don't know. It's
Yeah, I think it's a ritual thing. I think it's almost ritual for some people to go to Starbucks every day and buy a drink. Like I get getting a coffee that you can't make at home, or if you're on vacation. So if you go to a Starbucks and you get a latte or something that you can't really make at home unless you have like all the machinery, but the people who go out and spend like $5 a day on just a coffee with a bunch of sugar stuff in it, I don't get that. I don't understand it.
yeah.
It's gross. It's weird. It's a big money suck too. You know what they say? Us millennials, we could buy a whole house if we didn't get a coffee and an avocado every day.
Oh gosh. I don't have anything in my coffee but like oat milk. I can't have anything
I
sweet in
put
there.
1 Splenda and a lot of almond milk in mine,
Mm.
and that's how I do it, baby. Alright,
So back to Merriam-Webster.
so, the article, it's happening. So, pumpkin spice among new Merriam-Webster entries, finding out that shrinkflation, adorkable, subvariant, and even pumpkin spice are now officially in the dictionary might make you exclaim, "Yeet!"
Uh,
They don't say whether yeet is, but I'm assuming that means that yeet is also being added to the
is
dictionary,
now,
which is
yeah.
amazing. Those are 5 of the 300 and wait, so 1, 2. Okay, yeah, so yeet is part of it. That's what they're trying to say with that cute sentence.
Okay.
Those are 5 of the 370 words and phrases that Merriam-Webster added to its dictionary this month, the publisher announced on Wednesday. Oh yeah, ICYMI, short for in case you missed it, was also added. ICYMI. I've never used that. Have you used that?
I've never used that, and whenever I see it used, I'm always confused. In case you missed it.
Yeah, I don't see like that's so it's been in this article and I just skipped over it because I didn't know what that meant. Some of these words will amuse or inspire, others may provoke debate.
Ooh.
Our job is to capture the language as it is used, said Peter Skokolowski. I'm not going to say his last name. Sokolowski?
Yeah.
Something like that. Merriam-Webster, his last name is not being added to the dictionary, that's for sure.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. Merriam-Webster's editor-at-large said in a statement, words offer a window into our ever-changing language and culture and are only added to the dictionary when there is clear and sustained evidence of use. How do they collect that? Like, they just get Facebook stats.
I think so.
It's just social media stats. They're not sending out polls or anything like that anymore. I don't think they are. It sounds like they're probably getting some Facebook stats or Instagram, or they're looking at TikTok trends.
They're just looking at hashtags. Yeah.
Worldwide inflation has made shrinkflation a household word. It is defined by the Springfield, Massachusetts publisher as the practice of reducing a product's amount or volume per unit while continuing to offer it at the same price. Yes, they just did this to my shampoo.
Oh no.
I noticed it was noticeably smaller. I get Head and Shoulders because I'm a girl with a lot of flakes otherwise.
Oh really?
I've got a dry scalp and I know it, so I take care of it with dandruff shampoo, and I noticed that
Oh, they did that?
yeah, it was definitely like 50 cents more, and I think a noticeably like a couple ounces less, and I was like,
Oh, the cruelty.
Or maybe I just haven't bought it in a while, I don't know.
I just started using Jonathan Van Ness's shampoo.
Oh.
That guy from Queer Eye, and he's so sweet. He's such a sweetie pie, and he's always talking about his cats. He has like 6 or 7 cats.
I always try new shampoos and stuff, but then I always just go back to the regulars. The argan oil conditioner that's like just the Equate brand.
Oh.
And the Head and Shoulders dandruff shampoo. I always try stuff and I'm like, this is nice, and then I always just revert back when I run out to my regular stuff.
Oh, I have such fancy products. I'm very obsessed with fancy products. I started using Olaplex and it's rebuilding my hair,
Whatever works.
my
Whatever
breakage.
works. Think going to the grocery store and finding that orange juice is no longer available in 64 fluid ounce cartons, just 59. Yeah, if I ever buy orange juice, I haven't bought orange juice in so long. I think the only time I ever have orange juice is at a hotel when they have it in that machine
Oh,
that
yeah.
like spits out the concentrate.
Oh, yeah.
That's so good. I love like the fakest orange juice, but I don't want to know. I don't want to see the back label of how bad it is for me, so I won't buy it.
Oh, yeah. They're like, those oranges are genetically engineered to be sweeter, and just want to get you addicted to orange juice.
It's also, I guess, like a glass of orange juice is kind of like drinking like 20 oranges, which is too many oranges.
Yeah.
You can't drink that many oranges.
Just have an orange, people. Just have an orange.
So I'll wrap this up by saying pumpkin spice, that polarizing blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and allspice that's used to flavor, well, just about everything every fall these days, has been around for years, but it's finally now in the dictionary.
Gosh, finally, I can sleep at night.
Yeah, so it goes on. There's even more of this talking about, COVID and stuff being added to the dictionary before. But that's where I'm going to end talking about this, because then it gets into like, I don't know. All right, what do you have?
I have orcas are attacking boats near Europe.
Oh my gosh.
It might be a fad.
Is that why they call them killer whales?
They should call them unruly teenagers.
Wait, hold on. Back it up. Did you just say it's a fad? They're calling it a fad? It's a fad among whales?
Yeah, a fad. Yeah, because apparently there's like pure
What?
They're jerks. They should be called jerk whales.
Okay.
Yeah, it says orcas are snapping the rudders off boats off the European coast.
Oh.
And scientists aren't sure why. According to NPR, that is where this article is from. The story's from NPR, but it's on livescience.com.
Mm-hmm.
According to NPR, the spate of odd encounters has spanned from the coasts of Portugal and Spain up to France. No one has been injured or killed, but the orcas have damaged several boats and reportedly sank a sailboat on July 31st. The most recent attack came off the coast of France earlier this month when a group of orcas began ramming a 37-foot sailboat belonging to Esther Kristen Sorkin, 27, and her father.
Oh my gosh.
That would really scary.
That would be so terrifying. To have these whales. These whales that are just, they're angry. They're mad. They're here and they are tipping you over.
The pair were headed to Madeira, an archipelago. That word comes up and it destroys me every time.
Archipelago. Archipelago.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It destroys me every time. An archipelago west of Morocco as part of a round-the-world sailing attempt when several killer whales surrounded them. After about 15 minutes, the whales swam away, leaving behind only a quarter of the sailboat's rudder.
What they do, they just broke it off? Or am I stupid, or am I like, did they eat it? Did they eat the rudder?
They just vandalized it, basically.
Oh, okay. So they're just vandals.
They're able to get to the French coast for repairs. Scientists aren't sure why the orcas are going after rudders, but the incident near France was farther north than previous encounters, which have occurred near Spain and Portugal. That suggests more than one pod of orcas has picked up the behavior.
Oh, it's learned bad behavior? So they're learning it from each other? Oh, orcas? Come on, be better, orcas. Be better. You know better.
Yeah.
Where are the good role model orcas? Where are these orcas' fathers?
Where exactly, they need role models. Orcas orcas are social animals and do sometimes pick up behaviors from one another in a way that strongly resembles human fads. In 1987, for example, orcas in the Puget Sound began wearing dead salmon like hats.
No, they didn't.
Yes.
It's
Listen to this fashion
no,
listen to this fashionista.
no.
According to a 2004 paper in Biological Conservation, one female orca started the trend, and it spread like a viral TikTok challenge through 2 other pods.
Wow.
A after about
Wow.
after about 6 weeks, the orcas stopped putting salmon on their heads. A few tried to bring the trend back the next summer, but the
Oh,
fad was done.
oh, oh. So this was like the eating Tide Pod kind of challenge, but with orcas. There's the wearing salmon on your head. Oh, I love it. That's so funny. Why wasn't there an article about that? Tell me more about it. You could write, there should be a children's book about
But
this, right?
dead salmon on the heads.
Dead salmon on the head, or maybe not I don't know. There needs to be some sort of art. Can somebody do a graphic novel? I don't know. This needs
It
to be.
needs to be.
I need a poster. I need a poster of
And I
this.
guess they say dolphins also have fads.
Oh, do they?
Yes. In
Yes.
one 2018 study in the journal Biology Letters reported that wild dolphins in southern Australia may have gotten into the cool trend of tail walking thanks to a dolphin that was temporarily housed in a rehabilitation center as a calf. The dolphin wasn't trained while being cared for by humans, but had the opportunity to watch captive dolphins tail walk, a move in which a dolphin raises most of its body out of the water vertically and skims backward using its tail fin. Oh, that's that cute thing that they do.
Oh, it's like what they do in dolphin shows. So this
Yes.
dolphin was like, yo, guys, look what I learned at SeaWorld. Look what I learned at SeaWorld. And all of them are like, oh, and they all dabbed. It's dabbing. It's dolphin dabbing. They're just dabbing. But this,
Look at this.
oh, I love it. This is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
A few years after the dolphin was tagged and released back into the Port River estuary, dolphins in the area spontaneously started tail walking.
Yes.
The trend continued for over a decade, peaking around the time the possibly trend-setting dolphin died and finally fading out in 2014.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine when my dad and when my mom and dad used to live in the Keys, we used to go kayaking a lot.
Yeah.
And you would always see dolphins, and sometimes, they would be silly. They might like knock your kayak or something, or just kind of like fart around, but like, not nothing too serious. But if I saw a bunch of dolphins doing like tricks on their own, like a pod of wild dolphins, like doing a show, like straight up dabbing and doing all kinds of, oh my God.
That would be very magical.
It would be crazy. No one would believe you.
They say, what is it? Juvenile males are often very curious and playful, and they believe that the boat attacks are the work of some mischievous adolescents.
It's always teenagers.
It's
always teenagers. They got kicked out of Knott's Berry Farm, and they're having like trouble with it, and now it's trending in the ocean.
They say if that's the case, the orcas will probably outgo their bad behavior, not unlike human teens. This is a game, DeStefanis said. When they have their own adult life, it'll probably stop.
When they have their own, when they mature a little bit, and when they get a job, and the responsibilities of the ocean is on their shoulders, they're gonna stop doing. They're gonna stop. That's so funny.
Stop this. Yeah, that's pretty much best story about animals
That might be the
ever.
best. I'm almost sad that I have another story that I want to read because that was the best thing I've ever heard. Oh, the salmon thing. That
I
salmon thing
know.
is so goofy. It's
Salmon has hats, and
hilarious.
she's like, "Everybody look at me. Look at me." And they're
I
like,
might I
"Wow."
might need to commission there needs to be a picture. I'm sure there's a picture somewhere online
There's
of
gotta
it.
be.
I need I need a drawing. I need some artwork with this salmon wearing whale. I'm gonna go on DeviantArt and commission somebody. I'm gonna commission someone. I want it on a T-shirt.
They do. They have a picture of it, and it's just an o it's really dumb looking, but I guess she carries it off.
Yeah, yeah, she pulls it off. It's trendy. That's like the meat dress Lady Gaga whale of the pod.
Ah,
Of the pod.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
She's like, "Look at me."
it's so good. I'm gonna link that in the show notes too. That's so funny. Holy moly. Holy moly.
Love it.
Oh, I love it. All right. Now, I'm never going to be able to live up to salmon wearing whales. Salmon wearing whales. Say that 10 times fast. Salmon wearing whales. You can't. You can't because it's a tongue twister. So this one, it's a little bit of a throwback, right? Because well, it's not that much of a throwback. From earlier this year, from the Florida Trippers website, they wrote an article January 11th, 2022. So when, people are back to traveling and stuff, this is a travel website, but the article's really good. It's 15 crazy weird laws in Florida you may have already broken.
Uh-oh.
Most states have weird laws that were put into, effect by there's always like something. It's like when you have a bottle of shampoo and it has some crazy like don't swallow the bottle whole and you're like, did somebody swallow the bottle whole once and Sue?
Oh, yeah, or, like, I like with the curling iron, and it has, like, the eye, and it's, like, a close up of the eye, and they're like, "Don't stick this in your eye."
Don't shove that in your eye. And you're like, well, somebody had to have done that.
Yeah.
And that's why they have to warn now to cover their ass. It's like the woman who sprayed Gorilla Glue on her head, and now the Gorilla
Yeah.
Glue has like the warning, like, don't use this as hair gel.
Oh my gosh, those were that I remember that
That was a whole mood.
saga.
Yeah. So, but from floridatrippers.com, which is a fun website. I like their website. They have all this stuff for planning and finding things to do across Florida. So if you're planning a trip to our favorite state, check them out, floridatrippers.com. So it says, while everyone is taught to be good citizens and follow the law, these weird laws in Florida may be too easy to break. Florida is known for fun things such as beaches, theme parks, and alligators. Okay, the third one,
Fun
I think
things.
it's fun, but I don't know, Florida's known for its fun things, beaches, theme parks, alligators.
Alligators, like, they don't know what an alligator is. It's not a fun thing. I mean, it's not f it's just it is a part of our life.
You know what? Or maybe it is. Maybe if the alligators started wearing salmon on their heads, maybe they'd be a little more associated with it.
With fun.
You always see like a turtle riding on an alligator every once in a while, like just chilling. I like
Oh.
that. That might be part of it. I don't think the alligator knows that it's there. Anyway, but it is also known for its hilarious Florida Man news articles. However, most of the time, the Florida Man isn't breaking one of the weird laws in Florida. He's breaking one of the more important ones. That's true. We've read some of them here.
That's true. That's true, we agree with that.
Good luck not seeing things differently after counting how many of these weird Florida laws you and your friends have broken. There are so many things to do in Florida, but make sure you aren't breaking any of these strange laws. So number 1, all right?
Okay,
Uh,
I'm ready.
you cannot skateboard without a license.
Oh, well, I've never done that, so I'm an angel, a total angel.
I have a skateboard because I bought it thinking I was going to try and learn how to skateboard. I found it on Craigslist. I was looking for, I think, just like a desk chair, and I was just going through Craigslist, and then I found a skateboard, and I bought that instead because I'm.
And you're like,
And it's still just sitting in my apartment. It's a really nice skateboard, but I don't think I'm ever going to learn how to skateboard. Come on.
You sure you don't want to start that now?
Well, if I do it, I guess I could do it in Florida because I do have a license. I don't know if it's a license to skate.
Where do you get a license?
Out of the weird laws, I don't know. Is it? They mean, I think, just a driver's license. I don't know. Out of the weird laws in Florida, this one might be the hardest not to break. Well, no. Statute 316.0085 says it's illegal to skateboard in Florida without a license. And considering the skateboard community that is present in the Sunshine State, this is a hard one. Well, I don't know that Florida actually has like a huge skateboard culture, but it is. I think mostly primarily kids.
Yeah.
Skateboard. Well, I'm not going to say just kids, but a lot of kids do skateboard and they wouldn't have a license. Because Florida is one of them that you can get your learner's permit at 15. So if you're under 15 and you're skateboarding, you better get arrested.
Skateboard, yeah. Skateboard licensing.
This one, number 2, is men cannot wear strapless dresses.
What?
This is one of the weird laws in Florida that is not only a law, but a crime itself. What? Who knows why Florida decided men cannot show off their beautiful strapless dresses.
What?
But rule of thumb says to just tuck the straps in and take them out if the cops show up.
That is a law.
So men can still wear dresses, and anybody should be allowed to wear a dress. It's a free country, right? There's like, wear what you're comfortable in. But apparently men cannot wear strapless dresses.
That's just puritanical. Stupid.
Yeah, come on. But they do give that suggestion. If you are a man who wants to wear a strapless dress, just have some straps on you. And if the cops show up, just be like, they're just off the shoulder. Okay.
It's very specific.
Just off the shoulder. Ooh, this one, I think you've broken this law. You can't live with a partner if unmarried.
What? I've broken the law.
Of course, some of the weird laws in Florida are just plain outdated. Living with a partner before... Yeah, a lot of weird laws are exactly that. They were made in the 1800s. This was put into force in 1868 when the law was established. But so, then you can't. So you can't have a roommate, basically.
Can't have a roommate.
Nah, I think it's all right. You cannot gossip.
No gossip.
Well, this might be one of the weird laws in Florida that might actually be helpful to society. It is still absurd to think that chatting with a friend could cause you to break the law.
Oh.
Chapter 836 of the Florida statutes highlights exactly what you cannot say or do when conceding to talk about another person. Yeah, try to enforce that one.
Yeah, what exactly? What gossip is what exactly? I mean, just talking about somebody. What?
Next, you cannot imitate an animal.
Oh, I do that all the time. I talk in my cats. I talk as my cats every day throughout the day. So take me to court.
You cannot pose as an animal. Well, ma'am, you are breaking the law. You are breaking the law. This is one of the weird Florida laws that must be targeted towards school children. But how can we blame them for responding when the teacher asks what sound an elephant makes?
Uh-oh.
Turns out Florida is creating criminals by age 5.
What about Old MacDonald Had a Farm? That whole song.
Totally illegal. Illegal. Next one is you cannot sing in a swimsuit.
Oh.
So if you're on the beach and you've got your your little portable speaker playing, you can't sing. Don't shut up. But I might actually be in favor of that because some people it's like shut up. This is one of the weird Florida laws is particular concerning, thinking of the popular spring break destination that Florida is. Spring break typically includes plenty of singing and plenty of swimsuits. And it,
Singing in swimsuits.
I think it's more like alcohol swimsuits and like banging. I don't know, maybe, right?
Oh.
That's spring break. I don't know, right? I never got to go on like a real spring break because I never did. I went home and we were already
You
in
went-
Florida, so I don't know.
So yeah, no singing in swimsuits.
Yeah. Out of all the things to get in trouble with the law on spring break, singing in a swimsuit is not one of them. I don't know how this one, and also, I mean, they don't go into depth about some of these weirder ones, but hey, this one is you cannot shower naked.
But what? They're just making things up now, I think.
See, I wonder if this one though is you can't shower publicly naked. So at the beaches where they have the showers to
Oh,
rinse
yeah,
off.
that's
I think this is probably having to do with that, and then it just sounds weird because it says these Florida laws continue to get weirder as we ponder how exactly to shower without being naked. So I think this is probably a beach like law where you can't go out and take off your clothes and shower at one of the beaches.
exactly. And not like a pool, like a public pool. They have the showers there.
Right. I think that's probably what it is, and they just needed another one to pad out the list here.
Yeah.
Ooh, horse theft is punishable by hanging.
Oh, well, you shouldn't be stealing horsies.
Yeah, you know what? If you're stealing a horse, maybe it should have a pretty harsh punishment. Don't steal somebody's horse. That's somebody's like best friend.
Yeah, that's not
right?
fair to that horse.
Now, horse theft isn't something people should be doing, but out of the weird Florida laws, this one might be the most intense. I really don't think hanging as a punishment we should be doling out for anything, especially not theft. Plus, how does one even go about stealing a horse? Well, clearly no one has this writer of this article hasn't been around Florida horses. There are some there's horses in Florida.
Mhm.
And you can definitely walk in and you grab the horse and you lead it away, maybe into a horse trailer because you've scoped out the place and you're It does happen.
Oh gosh,
it happens. It is a thing. People
That's
get their
sad.
horses stolen and like resold. It's terrible. Just it's kind of like how people get like their dogs stolen if they have like a breed of dog that's worth money. You can have that happen with horses,
When you have a horse, do you get it like microchipped?
Maybe you do now. I don't think back in the day. Microchipping's still a pretty new thing, Maybe you do.
Yeah, probably today they microchip because then they'd have to be scanned whenever they go to the vet and they'll be reunited with their owner.
I don't know. My sister has a horse and her horse is not chipped, but she's in Montana and she knows people who have gotten their horses stolen.
Oh, no.
People do it. People steal horses. You can do it. You can.
Jeez, how old-timey. That's such an old-timey thing.
I know. You can do it. You can do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Or hang for it. You'll hang for it. You cannot barrel down the street. So in the city of Pensacola, barreling down the street is considered illegal. However, like most of the weird Florida laws, this one requires more explanation. Does this only pertain to those climbing inside a literal barrel and rolling down the street? Or does this pertain to barreling down the street by running at a considerable speed?
Yeah.
Unknown. Apparently unknown.
Unknown. It's just this article. They just say a bunch of things that are like up to your interpretation. Whatever you may think.
Yeah, it's a little vaguer than I thought, but I'm still going to go through the list. You cannot park in an intersection.
Well, good. That should be a hanging.
Yeah, I can get behind this. Don't park in an intersection. I hate here. I don't know if anybody else has this problem where they're living. I'm in Southern California, and it's a big thing for people to turn around in an intersection, like make a loop.
Oh.
And it's really annoying because people will do it when they think no one's behind you, but apparently I'm always behind people. Yeah, like an illegal U-turn. Yeah.
Oh.
In neighborhoods and stuff, they'll
Citizens arrest.
Ugh,
Citizens
so
arrest.
Annoying. It's so annoying. I hope we have a law against that here. You cannot hang your clothes on a clothesline.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. So statute 163.03 states that Floridians cannot hang their clothes on a clothesline to dry.
What? How can they even enforce that? Are they going to go through people's backyards and say, "Excuse me, take that down"?
Well, maybe it's a hassle because it rains so much in Florida that they had too many people with wet clothes getting all stanky, or like for insurance reasons, we're reporting too much stanky clothes.
Okay.
I don't know. Also, who's using a clothesline anymore? What's going on? What are you even doing? You cannot eat cottage cheese after 6 p.m. on Sundays.
Oh, well, screw you. I eat cottage cheese. There's a cottage cheese I really like. That's a lactose-free one from what is it? Greenery Farms. Oh, so good.
I don't care for cottage cheese, so this doesn't bother me at all.
I only like that one that's lactose-free, and they didn't have it at Whole Foods last week, and I'm very upset and disturbed by that. And now that just reminded me that I have to go and I have to call all the local Whole Foods and see if
Okay, this one I understand. They're acting like this one's really weird, but I totally know where this one or originates from. So this one is, you must pay the same vehicle fee for a parking meter if you tie an elephant to it.
What? What?
So I understand this one because what a lot of people don't understand is that Florida has a long circus history.
Yeah.
Like Barnum and Bailey have like the big mansion in Sarasota, and that was like their stomping grounds, and Florida was like kind of home to like the traveling circus. And there was Barnum and Bailey, and then what was the other one? The one who's like This Is the Greatest Show, the Greatest Showman one.
Ringling Brothers.
Ringling Brothers. Yeah, they both were in Florida for a long time.
Yeah.
And the circus school is there. Clown school is in Florida. If you want to go to like the Barnum and Bailey, like
yes,
established clowning school, it's like the Juilliard for clowns. That's in Florida.
I knew somebody that went to that school.
I knew someone too. Steve-O went there. Steve-O from Jackass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he graduated from clown college, which...
Oh, that makes sense. He's probably the most successful graduate. That makes sense.
Probably. I mean, definitely used that, I would say. So I can understand this because this probably came into place when they had a bunch of elephants in Sarasota and were tying them to a parking meter, and then they're like, "You gotta pay the fee, okay?" And somebody got upset and filed something, obviously. So I think I understand where that one came from. You cannot fall asleep under a hair dryer, or you'll be fined.
You'll probably be setting a fire in your house.
Well, this is for those big hair dryers at a salon, like the chair hair dryers.
Oh, at a salon. Oh.
So if you fall asleep, you'll get a fine.
Oh.
I don't know who's enforcing this
exactly.
one. Because if you fall asleep, also they're very loud. I've been under one of those big hair dryers and they're very loud. I don't know how you could fall asleep under one, but I don't know. And then the last one, I don't think this is just a weird law. I think this is a law that every state should have if they don't have it already.
What's that?
You cannot sell your children.
Yeah, I'm behind that one. Everybody should be behind that one.
Yep. So let's all make a pact to say that that's a good law.
Good law.
All as citizens, if you see someone selling their children, citizens arrest.
Yep.
You cannot sell your children. You can't do it in Florida. You shouldn't be able to do it in any other state. I'm going to say Florida was right on the money with that one.
Yeah, we're finally, Florida gets the respect it deserves.
Yeah, finally. So we'll end it there. That was the last weird law. So a good one. Or just the last weird law was just a good law, a good one to have on the books.
I know, that was they're like, the weirdest thing is what?
All right. So, if you're a bear and you've got a hankering for cake, break on in, because apparently you can just lumber off.
Yeah. Or try, instead of eating that salmon, why not try wearing it on your head?
Try wearing it, or grab yourself a pumpkin spice latte, because now it's a real English term, baby. All right, it's immortalized. And what that, yeah, I don't know. Keep your eye out for orcas wearing salmon, wearing some salmon on the head, like.
Yeah. These juvenile delinquent orcas.
I love it. That's still my favorite thing that I've ever heard in my whole life.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it too much. Obviously, way too much. So I think that's going to do it. That was your weird news that we found on the internet this week. I've been Jackie Schwartz.
I'm Meg Gallagher.
And this was the Florida Person Podcast. You can find this podcast. Please share it with a friend or share it with an enemy if you hate it. Anything helps. You can find it where all podcasts are found, everywhere that podcasts are found. Or you can also find it on YouTube on the Florida Person Podcast channel. We'll see you next week.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Florida Person. Florida Person. Florida Person.